Hey guys, it's Amy Stallings. I am beyond honored to have been selected as one of the semi-finalists for the Onnit 6 Challenge. I'm really excited that I get to talk to you guys about what this experience has meant for me and some of the changes that I've been able to make over this last 6 weeks. So the first question is, how did the Transformation Challenge change your daily habits? I think the biggest thing for me was that it really forced me to take time out for myself. I'm a mom, I'm a healthcare worker, I'm a wife. I have a lot of responsibilities, as I'm sure most of you do. And so it's really hard sometimes to put ourselves first. And this challenge just showed me that I'm able to take that time out. And really, I better myself because I take the time out to actually put in some work to take care of my own health and well-being. Because if I'm not taking care of me, I've realized that I'm not really taking care of others quite as effectively as I could. In the past, I've made a ton of excuses, albeit valid excuses about why I just couldn't get the time or get the workouts in. And I think that this challenge over the last 6 weeks has enabled me to figure out how I can, not just how I can't. I have maximized every day to the last minute. Just really planning out how I'm going to get my workout in and just bettering my nutrition. So everything about every day, I feel like I'm just living it a little bit more to the fullest because I want to take care of me, because I feel better when I'm taking care of me. And so the biggest challenge that I've overcome in the way of my daily habits is just really carving out that time and not feeling bad about it. And it's been a really good thing, and it's given me a lot more time and a lot more energy to be with my family and be better for them. The second question is, how has the transformation challenged or changed your overall fitness? Well, I can tell you that I definitely feel amazing. At the beginning of the challenge, I was maybe 3 or 4 days in, and I thought that I was just not going to be able to finish. I felt terrible. My body felt like it was just totally exhausted. I actually posted on the tribe just talking about how I didn't know if I could keep going, and just felt really discouraged because I just felt like I just wasn't able to hang in there and I didn't have the stamina to do it. And I remember John Wolfe reached out to me and said, remember, you're going through a lot of changes right now, like just hang in there. And I remember in the videos, John just saying, I want you to give me the best you can give me. If you can't do this many reps or you can't go up to level 2 right now, stay where you are and just focus on the quality of what you're doing and not necessarily the quantity. And so I just hung in there and I kept going and I kept getting better and it kept getting easier. In week 2, some of you probably already know this, but I was so elated because for the first time in probably 20 years, I was able to touch my toes, which was a big deal for me. I actually did gymnastics when I was younger, and I have just never been a flexible person. So to bend over and touch my toes within week 2 was such an amazing badge of accomplishment for me, because it just showed that the work that I was putting in was paying off. And so overall, I have more strength. I have a lot more endurance. I have a lot more energy. I'm more flexible. I can do push-ups. I think I'm doing 80 to 90 push-ups in one workout session, whereas before I could maybe do 10. So my overall fitness level is just so much better. I just have so much more energy and agility. And with every step that you take and every kind of milestone that you cross, you find that your workouts only tend to get better and better as you go. So I was so glad I didn't give up after day 3 or 4, where I just felt like I wasn't going to be able to hang in there, because at the end I was actually excited about doing some of the more tough workouts in the bodyweight program. How has the transformation challenge changed your mindset? I think this is probably one of the biggest things about the challenge that exists. My mindset has changed dramatically. So a little bit about me. I have a son that's 3.5 years old, and when I was pregnant with him, I got diastasis, which is a separation of your abdominal muscles. And it was about, 3 finger widths apart. So whenever you sit up, your abs stay apart 3 finger widths. And it really was very challenging for me. I've been fairly active my whole life. At least I considered myself pretty active through like grade school, high school, college. And then now here I was after having a baby and just not really able to do any of the things that I had done before. My core was really weak. I couldn't run. I couldn't do any of the previous exercises that I had actually enjoyed doing. And so I kind of fell into this pattern of just thinking that maybe I was never going to get back to the way that I was. I did do a lot of work trying to heal my core, and I was blessed enough to get pregnant again with our second child. And about 4 days after I had a positive pregnancy test, I tore the lateral meniscus in my knee. So I was on crutches for a while, a brace on my knee for months. And because I was pregnant and because we were in the middle of a pandemic, there wasn't a whole lot I could do for my knee. And lo and behold, I had diastasis again. So after I had my baby, I just felt so weak and kind of out of sorts and just like at odds with my body in a way, because I just wasn't capable of doing all the things that I had done before. And I just wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to get back to that. I had a friend that suggested that I do the Onnit 6 challenge. And I'm so grateful that I found it because although I had done some physical therapy to kind of try to re-engage and heal my core again, I needed some really intensive strengthening of a lot of my body. And now I feel like I have this kind of sense of accomplishment and almost, I don't know, I have a real deep sense of pride that I have come so far in such a short amount of time. And I know that a lot of that is because the exercises that we're doing in the program really strengthen your whole entire body. So whereas before I just felt like I was at odds with myself and just really disappointed in where I was with my health and my fitness, I'm so proud of myself now. And that's quite an accomplishment. I actually feel strong and I feel capable and empowered by all the success that I've been able to find through this program. It's been quite amazing and very humbling in a way. I also had this realization that you don't have to dislike the body that you're in to want to change it and make it better. And I think that a lot of us kind of carry this feeling that we need to kind of be super critical of ourselves in order to evoke change within ourselves. And one thing that I've learned through the program and through my tribe is that you really have to love yourself and you really have to give yourself grace and understanding and listen to your body. Because if you listen to your body and you treat it well, you really can do amazing things. If you just move it every day, even if you can't push to 110% every day, it's okay because you're still making progress and you're still going to see changes. And so that was such an amazing thing for me, which is to not be so critical, just to kind of realize that I have to love myself and I have to love this body that I'm in, because if I'm not going to treat it right, my success will probably be somewhat limited by the fact that I'm not listening to it and, in the words of John Wolfe, honoring it, which is just super important through the process. And it's something that really hit home with me. I think people in general, and especially women, have a tendency to kind of be super critical. And it was really nice to kind of change the focus away from being critical and just really loving my body for what it's been through and what it's capable of. Final question is, how has the transformation challenge changed your overall well-being? I can tell you that I feel amazing. I have never been a fan of working out at night, but the way that my family dynamic works and my work schedule and everything like that, it just made more sense to work out at night. I was so nervous that I wasn't going to get a good night's sleep or I was going to be awake for too long. And I can tell you that I don't drink caffeine. And for the whole 6 weeks, I think I yawned maybe once or twice in the beginning during the day, and that is amazing for me. I just had so much energy. I'm making better, like, dietary decisions. I'm making better life decisions. I'm really cutting out time to be active and to lead a healthy lifestyle. And my oldest actually started requesting double vegetables at dinner while I was on this challenge, and worked out with me. My husband worked out with me. And I think, I'm realizing that by leading a better life and by leading a healthier lifestyle, that I'm setting an example for my children, and I'm setting an example for all the people that I love around me to really make the time for themselves as well. I think, I'm just happier, I'm healthier, I'm more confident in my abilities, in my body, in the way that I feel. It's not so much always about the way that we look, but, dropping a few pounds also feels really good. But I think mostly it's about just feeling good about who I am, where I am with my body right now, feeling strong and feeling like I'm capable. And so this challenge was amazing for me. I would like to say every minute of it, but I loved most of it, except for maybe those first few days were rough. If you're thinking about doing a challenge, I cannot recommend it enough. The tribe is amazing. They are an uplifting, encouraging, loving group of people. And I've never been a part of a community like that. I've also never been a part of a community where the people that are in charge of the program, i.e. John Wolfe and Shane Hines and even Maggie with the Onnit team, have been just so invested in how you're doing. And they really follow you. They really respond to things that you post within the tribe. They're there for you, to support you, to remind you that you're doing a good job, even on the days where you feel like you're just not. So I love it. I want to thank you guys so much for the whole experience, for being so invested in us. And I also want to thank the tribe for being such an amazing group of people. It is truly unique to be in a competition, so to speak, with people who are just cheering you on and are there to lift you up. And that is honestly amazing and just so unique. So I want to thank you guys so much. I hope that if you're watching this and you're considering doing a challenge, that I can be of service to you, and that my testimony about what I went through over this last 6 weeks and just kind of what it looks like on the other end is in some way helpful and maybe encouraging. I wanted to say much love to the tribe, and I wish you all the best.